Hello, everyone. I'm Crystal Cruz. Tonight on News West 9 at 6, Braden Root, the Odessa man accused of shooting and killing his wheelchair-bound roommate, now knows his fate. And it didn't take long for the jury to come in with a verdict. News West 9's Sanji Milburn was at the trial today. She joins us live from the courthouse. Sanji, what did the jury decide?
That's right, Crystal. After 30 minutes of deliberation, the jury found Braden Root guilty of murdering James Johnson, and that happened last year. Now, today the trial kicked off with surveillance video of moments leading up to the shooting. On one camera, Braden was seen grabbing an AK-47, and on another camera, he was shown outside in broad daylight firing 4 shots towards Johnson, who tried to get away in his wheelchair. Immediately, Braden went inside, and that's when Asher came out with another gun and shot at Johnson. Now today in court, OPD Detective Cara Thompson took the stand and confirmed that Johnson was shot in the neck. She said there were no bullets found inside the house or on Johnson's wheelchair. Meanwhile, in the closing arguments, prosecutors argued that Braden was under the influence at the time and is responsible for Johnson's death, even if he didn't fire the fatal shot. They also say Braden admitted to police that he did shoot Johnson. Now, the defense claims Asher Vincent shot Johnson point blank in the neck, and they argue Braden fired only at Johnson's scooter to stop him from leaving the home, and that Johnson was never held against his will. Now, the defense also questioned police procedures, asking why no search was done for bullet holes inside the home. I actually had a chance to speak with Braden's family, and they told me that there's more to the story that's being led on. Braden had no motive to kill Johnson, and this was his first run-in with the law. Again, the decision is final. Braden Root was found guilty of murdering James Johnson, and he will be sentenced right here tomorrow at the Ector County Courthouse. And for more updates, make sure you head over to our website, newswest9.com. In Odessa, Sanji Milburn, News West 9.
Sanji, thanks. A high-speed chase ends in tragedy early this morning in Odessa after a suspect fleeing a burglary attempt crashes his car and dies. This happened early, close to 1 a.m. An Odessa police officer spotted suspicious activity at a business on North Grandview. After stopping to investigate, the officer was flagged down by a person who reported a man had broken into the store. As the officer approached, he saw the suspect heading off in a white Corvette. The man attempted to flee but crashed a short time later after losing control on 11th Street. The Corvette struck 2 parked trucks. No one was injured, though. The suspect who died was identified as 46-year-old Jesse Berry. Tonight, we're learning more about a house fire in Monahans. The Monahans Fire Department responded to the home on South Ike this afternoon. Firefighters arrived to find heavy smoke coming from the south side of the single-story home. Thankfully, everyone was able to get out safely. No one was injured. The American Red Cross was contacted to help the family. Tonight, Midland Health Services confirming its first case of West Nile virus in a human this year. No other information was released, but you'll recall in July, some mosquitoes caught in traps in Midland County also tested positive for the disease. Mosquitoes with West Nile have fed on infected birds. They then spread it to you when they bite you. This disease can't be spread person to person. Most people who are infected, about 80%, never show any symptoms. Odessans are getting a break from a utility rate hike for now. Last night, the City Council voted against the price increase. A proposed 1.5% increase on water, sewer, and solid waste services would have made the city an extra $1.35 million. Mayor Cal Hendricks says they made the decision not to implement it to lessen the impact on residents. But the Odessa City Council did vote to approve their new budget, which will actually increase the property tax rate. It's a slight increase by less than a penny per $100. This equals about an extra $8.56 a year for the average home. City property taxes make up about 1/3 of the city's revenue. One Midland nonprofit desperately needs your help. News West 9's Stephen Pepper visited the Midland Soup Kitchen to learn why it's the busiest it's ever been.
The Midland Soup Kitchen Ministry is an award-winning nonprofit that provides home-cooked meals to those in need. But with an increasing number of hungry individuals in the area, they say help is needed.
It's the busiest dining room in the kitchen's 40 years. Why?
Since April, buses from the Salvation Army and Breaking Bread have been relying on the kitchen as the place to feed Midland's less fortunate. Administrator Nathan Ivey says the kitchen loves having the extra patrons, but the influx has caused a need for extra supplies.
With those supplies increases, we're also seeing a lot more food being used to feed that many more people. And so whenever it comes down to a daily lunch service, we're feeding anywhere from about 120 all the way up to 170 people a day. It's a huge range that we're not used to this time of year.
Last year, the Midland Soup Kitchen served nearly 36,000 people, up 14% from the previous year. But with the increase of patrons this summer, the kitchen is well on its way to surpass that number, dishing out 120 to 170 meals a day. To Ivy, the rise of hungry stomachs could be attributed to the change in Midland's economy.
With the positive growth, we also have a lot of people who get left behind. Maybe there's a lot of layoffs. Maybe there's a lot of parents who are working, but that paycheck might have to go to rent, or that paycheck might have to go to keep the lights on, and food is not that number one on their list anymore.
The Salvation Army of Midland stopped their lunch service to invest more resources into housing. Captain Michael Kane believes climbing living cost only makes providing shelter more important.
We all know the cost of living. The rent prices have gone up drastically, and it's hard for someone on the streets to go straight from sleeping on the streets to a house. So the shelter provides that place.
The Soup Kitchen says $20. That's all it takes to feed one person for an entire week. In Midland, Stephen Pepper, News West 9.
Much of this week is noticeably calmer than last week. Nothing but those blue skies today. Yesterday we had a couple little spotty showers and storms out in our westernmost areas. They continued moving farther and farther west. So we're left with those clear skies and temperatures just slightly above average. Nothing too crazy here. 92 feels like 90 given that stronger wind. The wind is noticeably stronger today, sustained at 23 miles an hour. But that's helping keep the atmosphere mixing. It's mixing those temperatures, so no one's getting too hot, no one's getting too cold. No one's getting cold. It's September. 97 in Big Bend is the hot spot. Cold spot going to be Marfa at 87. So a 10-degree spread across the map here. What about those showers and storms? Well, they're still staying farther out to the west, mainly east of El Paso and on top of places like Ruidoso. I'm not looking at a whole lot of action, even heading into the overnight hours. So that means a nice cool morning to start off your Thursday. Crystal?
Jordan, thanks. Atmos Energy is donating $1.5 million to help families in West Texas pay their utility bills ahead of the winter season. The donation will support people struggling with unpaid bills, including seniors, veterans, and families in financial need. The funds will be distributed through local nonprofits like West Texas Opportunities. Customers in need can find help by dialing 211 or visiting atmosenergy.com/assistance. Atmos Energy also encourages anyone with interrupted service to call now and get it restored before the cold winter hits. The Etowah County School District announcing it's created a new strategic plan to improve education. It's called Growing Forward Together. It comes after a mass survey from board members, district leaders, teachers, and students about strengths and weaknesses in the district. They then created 4 strategic priorities to improve the district. Those are excellent education in the classroom every day, cultivating quality educators, one district, one community, and building for the future. Once this plan is approved by the school board, it will launch this semester. Meanwhile, each school campus and ECISD is presenting its plan to school board members on how they're going to improve their schools. Each school, regardless of its TEA ratings, has to create a campus improvement plan that outlines how they're addressing students' needs. This is all to help to improve student performance. Downing Elementary, Odessa High School, LBJ Elementary, and Bonham Middle School shared their plans last night. All school campus improvement plans are up for approval at the next school board meeting. Well, last year, the Etowah County School District bought the Sunset Golf Course for future development. Now a committee of students and community members are trying to get the district to bring back part of that course to use for golf. The district says the committee has formed into its own nonprofit to restore par 3 of the course. They want to create a driving range, a putting green, and a clubhouse with locker rooms just for ECISD students and golf teams. This would be funded only through private donations. A new part-time nursing program at Odessa College is offering a flexible path for those looking to enter healthcare without leaving their jobs. The licensed vocational nursing program is designed to help working parents and others balance school with their everyday responsibilities. The director shares how the program aims to support students who need a more flexible option to pursue a healthcare career.
And so we envision this part-time program for our working moms, our working dads, and those people that really need to stay in the workforce while they're going to school, but still want to get into healthcare and want to be a nurse.
The program will be accepting 20 students starting in January. Applications open up on October 1st. Crime Stoppers of Midland is the proud recipient of a grant from the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation, which will help support its campus Crime Stoppers programs. The organization is one of 5 West Texas groups selected to receive the funding. This grant will support outreach, training, and awareness initiatives led by the Student Board of Directors. The program, now in its 2nd year, empowers students to take an active role in improving safety and accountability on schools across Midland. The Texas Leadership Charter Academy in Midland celebrated first responders today. Deputies, police, EMS, and firefighters all gathered to enjoy a free breakfast as a thank you from the community. State Representative Tom Craddock from Midland was there. He says first responders are important, especially in areas like West Texas.
It's not only what they do, it's the risk they take when they're doing it. And that's a big factor that people don't think about. They just think, well, that happens. But, you know, most of the time when they're out there servicing some area or some type of problem we've got in the area, there's some real risk to them personally, which means to their families.
TLCA leaders say they look forward to future collaborations with first responders, which help teach their students things like first aid and self-defense classes. Tomorrow, Midland ISD's Air Force Junior ROTC will pay tribute to the lives lost in the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center. They'll be at Centennial Park from 9:40 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. for a patriotic memorial event. You're invited to stop by. It's free. It includes a presentation of colors, a performance of the national anthem by the Midland High School Band, a moment of silence, and taps.
And it's going to be a perfect day outside to go to any type of events because I got nothing but sunshine all day long. A little bit warm, but certainly nothing we can't handle. Any big changes, though? I'll be breaking them down for you coming up next.